It never begins with the conversation. No one sits a child down and explains that from today onward, they will become the emotional backbone of the family. There is no ceremony, no warning, no language for what is about to happen. It begins quietly, almost invisibly. You are still small. Your feet barely reach the floor when you sit. Your voice still cracks when you try to explain how you feel. And yet, somewhere in your developing mind, something clicks into place. You notice the tension before anyone names it. You sense the mood before words are spoken. You feel responsible before you even understand what responsibility means. Maybe your parent is drowning in addiction. Maybe rage fills the house like smoke. Maybe it's depression, absence, or a grief no one talks about. Or maybe it's just silence, the kind that presses against your chest and teaches you that noise is dangerous. So you adapt. Children are not fragile in the way we think they are. They are adaptive, brilliantly so. When safety disappears, they do not protest. They adjust. They shapeshift. They learn the rules of survival without ever being taught. And one of the most devastating adaptations a child can make is this: if I don't hold everything together, everything will fall apart. That belief becomes a silent contract, one you never signed but have been honoring ever since. This is how a child disappears. Not physically, psychologically. You become quieter, more observant. You learn to read micro-expressions, tone shifts, footsteps in the hallway. You know who to approach and who to avoid. You know when to speak and when to disappear. You cry less, not because you feel less, but because you've learned that your emotions complicate things. You smile more because it keeps the peace. You grow up early, not because you want to, but because someone has to. And slowly, without anyone noticing, you stop being a child. You become the emotional thermostat of the household, regulating moods that were never yours to manage, absorbing chaos so others can function, becoming the steady one, the reliable one, the strong one. And the world applauds you for it. You're so mature. You're wise beyond your years. You're so responsible. But no one ever asks the most important question. What did it cost you to become this way? What parts have you had to go silent so others could stay comfortable? What needs did you bury so no one else would fall apart? This kind of childhood creates an invisible grief. Because nothing obviously terrible may have happened. There are no clear villains, no single event you can point to and say, this is where it broke. And yet, something did break. What broke was the assumption that you would be taken care of. Psychology has a name for this role reversal. It's called parentification. When a child becomes the caregiver, emotionally, psychologically, sometimes physically, to the adults in their life. But names don't capture the lived experience. What it feels like is this: feeling older than your age, but younger than your pain. Carrying guilt you don't understand. Feeling responsible for other people's emotions. Believing that love must be earned through usefulness. This isn't just unhealthy. It's neurological. When a child is consistently put in charge of emotional regulation, either their own or someone else's, the brain adapts. The nervous system becomes wired for hypervigilance. You are always scanning, always anticipating, always bracing. Your body learns that calm is temporary and chaos is inevitable. So even in moments of peace, you don't relax. You wait. This is how survival patterns are born. And the most tragic part, you don't even know you're doing it. Because when this is all you've ever known, it doesn't feel like trauma. It feels like normal. You grow into someone who performs competence effortlessly, the good child, the quiet achiever, the one who never needs too much. You become the friend everyone leans on, the one who listens, the one who understands, the one who holds space. But no one ever holds space for you. And over time, you forget how to ask. The identity fits so well that even you forget it's a mask. You confuse functionality with wholeness. You confuse endurance with strength. But deep inside, something aches.
Not loudly, not dramatically. It's a dull, persistent grief. Because the child you buried didn't disappear. They're still there. Waiting. Waiting for someone to notice. Waiting for someone to say, "You shouldn't have had to do that." And the pain doesn't vanish with age. It follows you. Into your relationships. Into your work. Into your sense of worth. And unless you understand what happened back then, you will keep living by rules that once protected you, but are now slowly suffocating you. This is where the story really begins.